Today's sponsor is Audible. Please visit audiblepodcast.com/baldmove for a free audiobook download. Welcome to The Watching Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron.
And tonight we're talking about Season 5, Episode 8, titled Coda. This is the season finale, the mid-season finale, rather. What did you think of it as a mid-season finale?
It was okay. It was...
Just okay.
I had some emotional armor in that I was prepared for the worst.
I was prepared for Carol to die, as is evident by all my predictions.
And that's the thing, like, it's so hard to unpack when you've got these expectations, lowered expectations or raised expectations. You kind of have to adjust for that. It was okay. It's certainly not the worst finale or mid-season finale they've ever had.
Oh, no. God, no. Season 3.
Season 3
was
Welcome
the worst
to the Tombs,
season
baby.
finale I've ever seen in any
Welcome
show.
to the Tombs. I think that, I don't know. I mean, I was sad that Beth died, but it was screwed up by me just having the schadenfreude of Maggie's reaction and how flat that payoff felt. I was relieved that Carol survived because even though I was fairly confident after last week's spoiler section that indeed she, Beth is going to die, Carol's going to live, I was still worried that maybe our expectations be subverted. But no, it was okay. It didn't get me super excited for next season, and it certainly didn't make me want to not cover The Walking Dead anymore. So there you go. I'm drinking peach flavored whiskey in honor of the Doodlebug.
Okay, I'm not. I
actually should have got
to.
the moonshine, the old smoky moonshine down.
Yeah, you should have.
Because I'm already 3 years from now. I will misremember that Beth's first drink was peach schnapps.
Yeah.
But Daryl saved her from that.
Uh-huh.
Daryl could not save her from Don's bullet.
And I mean, Dawn walks up and offers that weak ass drink. She's used to moonshine now.
Yeah,
she's had shine. She can't go back to that water.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do you know? What was she drinking? Do you know?
It was something dark.
Something
dark. Not as strong as moonshine. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Especially homemade moonshine.
Could have been rubbing alcohol. Who knows? I mean, Beth's dead now, so
I like to think it was Jamaican rum.
Jamaican rum.
I don't know why.
Interesting.
It's a weird thing for her to drink in that scenario.
Well, she's marooned there on the desert isle that is Grady Memorial.
Of her own creation.
But she's liberated this episode. It had a happy ending.
Sure, from that perspective. Why don't you tell us about this episode?
First, I just want to remind everybody that our survey, 2014 Bald Move Satisfaction Survey, is still live at survey.baldmove.com. If you got a moment and you haven't taken it yet, please go in there. It'll take about 5 minutes for you to tell us how you think we're doing, what you're excited for in the future. It'll help us make a better cast in 2015. Mm-hmm. So please do it. If you've done nothing else besides listen and poke fun and chortle with us on The Walking Dead, please take the survey, survey.baldmove.com. This episode, Coda, was written by Ernest Dickerson, who is the man. He is one of the more accomplished directors on The Walking Dead, and we've talked about him lots before, but he's now directed 11 episodes of The Walking Dead. He's got Treme, he's got The Wire, he's got Weeds. The man has 54 series credited to his name as director.
Wow. Damn.
He knows what the fuck he's doing, and I think he had a lot of fun in this episode. I loved his Rick running versus Bob grinding his, the plastic cuffs or whatever you call those, rat belts. Mm-hmm. It was written by Angela Kang, who has written 4 episodes of Walking Dead and 2 episodes of Terriers. Not a ton of experience, and she's kind of got a mixed bag on whether we liked her or not on The Walking Dead. But I feel like that this might be the best finale we could expect it under circumstances, because I think that they just once again have done a really poor job of setting up the things that they needed to set up and paying off the things they needed to pay off.
Yeah, the hospital stuff didn't work for me. in
There
the
is a
end.
universe in which Beth dying, and I know a lot of people were extremely upset and affected.
I think they were upset and affected after the fact when they saw Emily Kinney on The Talking Dead, bawling about it.
That could be. But I do feel like that I can imagine a universe in which that scene is just destroys.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with Maggie finding out that it's too late and she picked her boyfriend over Beth and all that. But and Dawn dying is like some kind of big Disney villain going down. It just didn't work because the setup was not there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
I wish this episode had a little more action in it, frankly. Like, you don't often hear me say that because The Walking Dead relies so heavily on its action pieces. Sure. But this time they didn't do that, and I found myself wishing that they had, just because the pieces didn't come together for those other stories.
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't feel like this was a dull episode. A lot of people in the feedback said it felt slow. I felt like it was watchable throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
It was building up to this big emotional punch that we all kind of knew was coming. And that's maybe a weakness of The Walking Dead, that we expect a big death in the finales. And,
maybe.
I think it's not like they exclusively do that, because I think Bob was a big death, and he happened kind of out of nowhere, especially if you weren't a comic book fan. So it's not like that they're over-reliant on that, but maybe that is a thing, this expectation of this huge finale with a character death, and they deliver it, and feels very kind of rote by this point.
Yeah.
But again, I like Beth. I would have been genuinely saddened by her if I'd have bought the emotional reactions of anybody. I mean, Daryl's the one that kind of got to me.
Totally.
His just fury.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did the best out of all, but there again, he's got the most legwork or groundwork that they built. I mean, he's got better chemistry with her than her own sister,
for sure,
and a much better, stronger connection to her. So it's like that did affect me seeing his reaction, but everybody else, it just felt. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit with Carol. Carol was, the one holding Daryl back, so like Daryl obviously felt it the most.
And that worked by proxy, because we know what Carol means to Daryl and vice versa, so her being the one that restrained him meant something. And, the stuff that she had to do with Lizzie and Mika factors into that. I think a lot of stuff was written between Daryl and Carol and Beth pretty strongly. It was pretty well done. But yeah, the stuff with Maggie and Beth, just whatever. Yeah, and we did get a lot of people saying, or a fair amount of people saying, that they wished that Beth had lived and Carol died, because they feel that Carol's arc is kind of over and she's at a good stopping spot, which I agree with that part of the take.
Yeah.
And Beth has so much more room to develop as a character. Mm-hmm. That's where I disagree, because I feel like the deeper a character has roots, the more possibilities. Like, there's so many directions you could take Carol at this point, because she's got so much experience that we actually give a shit about. Yes, Beth is more of a fresh, a blank slate that, you could mold and have more interesting possibilities with. But I don't know that Carol's someone that has no interesting possibilities left. And this show,
and I don't want to say that Emily Kinney is a bad actress. I don't think she is, but she's not as good as Melissa McBride is.
Certainly not.
Because Melissa McBride is a fantastic actress, and so I'm glad that she's sticking around, because I know that she will do a good job with whatever they give her.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm excited for that.
You got to be excited for him. I think character interdynamics. Possibilities.
Yeah, her and Daryl are not done yet,
and her and Rick. I mean, her and Tyrese. I think like all these characters those are the core I care about and how interconnected. That's super exciting. Where Beth, it was basically the Beth and Daryl. Can she rehabilitate him, and will they find romance, and what is the exact nature of their relationship, and is Daryl gay? And I mean, there's a lot of but that was just kind of between them. It wasn't. Yeah,
and forget for a second that Maggie didn't really care about her sister all that much until she found out she was alive. That has an interesting consequences in the future, right?
Yeah.
Like, how will that change Maggie?
That's the thing. Like, I'm excited to see what they end up doing with Maggie in the future, because there's certainly a lot of dramatic possibilities. Mm-hmm. The way they got into it is bullshit, but I'm willing to.
But now that we're here, let's go with it. And
I think Lauren did a great job of selling the grief at the end, even though it didn't work because of the setup. I'm willing to.
I mean, really,
start the clean slate and say yes. Maggie is broken up and unconsolable over the loss of her sister.
I calculate grief on a scale of how much damage did they do to their knees when they were grief stricken. So Abraham did plenty of damage.
Okay,
Abraham's on his knees
Ravaged
the entire
knees.
Episode. Destruction of his knees. Maggie, when she sees her sister, she falls to her knees. She gets a good hard knee slap on the concrete.
Sure,
she's done some damage.
So that's like the reverse of the funny
affected.
Bone. You hit your elbow, and it's just hilarious. You hit the knees, and that's just soul-crushing grief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting reflexes you have there, Jim Jones.
Anyway, we should probably get into the episode. We start off with Bob trying to get free from his cuffs and Rick running after him. I don't know how Rick found out that Bob had left. I'll gloss over that
I don't
fact.
know that Kirkman does either, because they had left to set up the exchange.
And then Sasha got taken out with nobody else in the room.
And then Rick is running after. He's hard on the heels of the plot. He's got to catch up because the plot was blocks away, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm flat-footed. I gotta go. Gotta run people."
Yep. So he gets in his car, he runs him over, and he shoots him in the head.
And he's the only one.
What do you mean?
Like, it's Rick and this guy in a foot race, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no Daryl. There's no Sasha. There's no Tyrese. Like, that scene is really awesome, but it really doesn't belong. It has no real logical connection to what came before or after.
I mean, so we've gone the last couple of seasons saying, oh, these things just don't make sense. Like, 1 minute there's no walkers, the next minute there's 100,000 walkers coming down a road. Like, all these inconsistencies that we think are plot holes and stuff, and we try and, like, hand wave them away. It's this episode that convinces me that the writers just don't give a shit about that stuff. Like, if you look at this coming off the end of last episode, this makes no sense for Rick to be running after him. It makes zero sense that you can't see the snipers on the top of that building.
Right, if you're going to get...
They just don't give a shit. That van flipping over and landing on its wheels, don't give a shit.
Yeah. No,
it's not a matter of, oh, well, we needed to do this and we need to put these pieces... No, they just don't care.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
And maybe you get lucky, because I was thinking of that story that we were talking to... what are their names? The cousins from Breaking Bad.
Luis and Daniel Moncada.
Luis and Daniel Moncada. They're talking about the story about the truck explosion.
Yeah.
And how, like, it was stressed to them that you only get one chance at this, and it's you can't flinch, and you got to look like badasses, and they only had that one truck to destroy that day. And they did it and went off with a hitch. But I often wonder, like, what would happen if one of them had... Because the urge to do so, as the brothers tell us, was immense.
Yeah.
Like, they were way closer to that explosion than you would think. It was way bigger than they were expecting. Shrapnel is visibly flying. That wasn't CGI. Shit was flying past them, landing ahead of them, and they just pull it off. I wonder if they had botched that, if they would have... If they had bothered to drag another truck out there and done it again. Because I think some of this is just a Walking Dead gets, maybe because of inexperience or whatever, it's like they dropped the truck and it's like, shit, that didn't look anything like what we needed to look. So
I heard they did 4 takes on that.
Yeah.
On the truck drop.
Right.
The van drop, whatever it is.
But I don't know if it's not, they don't care or that...
They just don't care. I mean, the idea that there are no snipers visible at the top of that ledge is insane.
Like the people, you'd think that the people on the set would be like, look, where we've stationed these people, you can just see them.
There's no doubt. They're framed against a bright blue sky.
Yeah.
It's silly. So... I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's going to make me resent them more for not caring, or if it's just going to make me say, "Fine, they don't care, so I shouldn't care."
Well, we got some feedback at the end about Kirkman and not caring that we can talk about.
Okay.
So yeah,
perfect.
I do survive there.
I do really like this series of scenes here, though, because it shows Rick as just this cold-blooded killer. His plan for the hospital was just go and kill everybody. And that is surfaced right here. Yeah. That's what he still wants to do.
Yeah. And he's like, what did you make of him? The sick zombie disembowelment. And that walker was
pointless, but yes, disgusting.
Very cool. What is that? Like, just a frustration? Like, he's running pell mell, and this thing's in its way, and he's just going to lash out.
Yeah, I guess so.
I also like the fact to make it give Rick a little bit more cold blood, a little bit more antifreeze in his blood. He looks at Bob's family that's still taped up to his cruiser.
That's right. Yeah.
Like he's doing this with the full knowledge of what, and like
and the guy used to be a cop, and like
right,
Rick is a cop,
right.
Yeah.
And we think this guy's a good guy. And like if Rick was the one zip tied up on his knees and he was able to talk a Gareth into, he would do the body slam thing too, regardless. So that's the thing. Like no one knows who the other people are in this. Like, a lot of people gave shit to Gabriel for wanting to physically verify the other member's story. That seems entirely sane to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
So, I don't fault Bob I fault Sasha for turning her back on him, but I don't fault Bob for trying to do what he did. I think he's kind of don't understand why he didn't stop. I guess he didn't think Rick, officer friendly,
would run him down.
was going to run him down, and he chose wrong.
Yeah, apparently.
And that two Joe Blacks in 3 weeks. I feel like I'm getting my fill of people getting ran down on this show, and this was a brutal one. This wasn't a flip over to the hood. No,
I saw somebody put. Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, I have.
When you get run down or killed in that game, it says wasted across the screen. Somebody did that with that shot. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So I think this is also trying to show how Rick doesn't buy into. Remember the old Bob, the guy who got his leg eaten off?
Sure, right.
He doesn't buy into that philosophy, and this is kind of like. In my mind, the reason they named this guy Bob is not a coincidence. It's supposed to be Rick rejecting that philosophy altogether.
But there again, I feel like that's sane. Like, people say, well, Rick's pointless violence. Like, no.
Oh, I don't think it's pointless.
Rick gave this guy the benefit of the doubt. Rick flexed on his, I'm killing everyone, every motherfucker in this hospital except for my people plan. And this guy harmed his people and trying to get away to where it would make this new peaceful plan. I don't have a problem with, and Rick gave him 4 chances to stop. Mm-hmm. You're going to now, take this wounded guy back to the hospital.
Yeah, I just think Rick doesn't see this as ever changing, and so he's going to be the guy that he needs to be to protect his group.
Yeah, but I also think that he's not unreasonable about it.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like that's the thing that separates him from a Gareth.
Sure.
Is that he's willing to trust but
that
verify.
And cannibalism.
But you don't get second chances. And that feels appropriate. Like, okay, I'm going to give you a second chance to prove yourself. Mm-hmm. You've already hurt my people once. You've already tried to foil my plan.
Except Carol. She gets a second chance.
True. But,
we'll see.
But she had to go in and kill every last motherfucker in Terminus to get that
and
chance
save
back.
Their lives, yeah.
And Rick respects that.
Okay.
He respects that philosophy.
Fair enough. So Gabriel leaves the church. He...
Just to complete your circle.
Yeah.
Rick says, you can't go back, Bob.
Yeah.
That's something that Gareth said to him.
To Bob.
Bob 1.0 several times. Mm-hmm. So I think you're onto something that they're making a statement.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that they're both named Bob.
It wasn't just for Sasha. It's also for a little bit of Rick benefit.
Yeah. So Gabriel stumbles upon the termite camp after he left the church. He sees Bob's half-eaten leg, and then some walkers bust out of the school and chase Bob back to the church, where he begs to be let back in. Instead of letting him in, or I guess while letting him in, the walkers get into the church, and they all head out through the floor again. Speaking of circles, there's a big game of musical chairs here. Musical church.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty... it was an image. It was a serious image of those walkers storming that church. Mm-hmm. And seeing Gabriel and seeing the horror of Michonne cutting down death as it comes in through the doors of the church.
The Lord's house.
Where Gabriel had sanctuary all this time.
Sure.
There's a lot of symbolic stuff happening there. Especially, I like how they frame the shot at the end of this where above the pews, or above the pulpit, I guess, it says something about he who drinks my blood has life eternal.
Eats my flesh and drinks my blood. It's
yeah,
Christ quote on the Last Supper.
And here come the Walking Dead. Not exactly what he meant, but there's the zombie Jesus meme, and
yeah, sure.
It all kind of comes together in a way that I chuckled at.
There's a lot of visual. I mean, they're executing on an extremely high level on some of these things. Like I really loved The fact that he goes to Terminite camp and everything seems to be confirming his worst suspicions. Oh my God, these people read Rolling Stones and they play cards and they have a Bible.
They read Rolling Stones.
Yeah, right.
What does that have to do with anything?
There's normal people.
Oh, okay.
They're not like.
I thought you meant he was thinking, oh, these heathens.
No, it wasn't
into
like
their rock music.
It wasn't like aquariums full of zombie heads,
Yeah.
or a string of human ears, or anything like that. And it's like, oh, a Bible, and it's Mary's Bible from She of the Hot Plate, Terminus. And there's this really nice shot of him looking up from the Bible to see the human foot, and then he just comes undone, and then the zombies come pouring. And say what you will about the show, the zombie men and women, stunt men and women, they commit.
They do.
They don't give a fuck. Like, this thing breaks in front of us, I'm just going to fall on my face because a real zombie wouldn't break the fall.
Yep.
I got to give props to that. And every time they have like a zombie waterfall, I just am fascinated by how willing these people are to just take a plunge on. And I'm sure it's not concrete. They got to have some kind of padding or something, but
probably. But
it's brutal.
Yeah, the first time I remember that happening and consciously thinking about it was back when Shane was still alive.
The 13 miles out,
and they come out of the school auditorium.
Yes,
and
that's the
him.
original zombie waterfall.
Zombies just pour out of that building, right on their faces. It's great.
And so when they finally imprison the walkers inside, and they're like nailing in, and very conspicuously, like these are homemade nails.
Yeah.
And I thought like maybe they're also trying to go for this visual of that this is like a crucifixion, like these are kind of like Roman style, drop forged kind of nails that would be used in something like that.
Maybe.
This is like, I don't know, Gabriel's faith being crucified, or
it is. I mean, he comes back and he's. What does he say to Michonne exactly? Like, it's worth it. Like,
yeah,
he was saying before, I don't know if this is all worth it. Now he's like, it's worth it. It's worth it. Save me.
So the one sour note here is, I think, a superior version, or I would thought it'd be more interesting to see Father Gabriel, like I said on the instant cast, die outside his church with people inside bravely trying to save him, to juxtapose his moral cowardice. In fact, this whole scene is about him being a coward.
Yeah.
He's brave enough to want to be sure that these are the right people, but he's cowardly enough that once he found out they were the right people, he's going to lead like the Pied fucking Piper every zombie from Zombieland back to the church, back to these two people that he knows have been spending this whole time defending, boarding up this church. They have a young baby.
Yeah.
Michonne is shaking the shit. Like poor Judith back there like Yoda.
Yeah.
And she's getting axed. She's
doing front flips.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That baby needs a neck brace at the very least back there.
Yeah. That was pretty harsh on old Judith.
I thought it was pretty funny. It's like, they could have avoided all this by just giving the sack to Carl.
Yeah.
But they decided, no, we're just going to let her spin and shake and do the whirling dervish routine.
To be fair, Gabriel did try to go in through the hole in the floor.
And then he pushed that, so he should have committed to that. Because number one, I think you could have crawled in there before the walkers got you. And once you're in, like, yes, I believe walkers could follow you in there and crawl eventually, but you're going to be able to crawl faster, and you're going to be able to get through those floorboards, and then it's game over.
Yeah, you would think so.
You could shut the rectory.
It was pretty close,
desk over that hole.
Unless he's spry and he can get under there real quick.
But he's a coward. He's
a
coward, and his cowardice put these innocent people, in danger. And that's the thing that I thought there's a lot of strong stuff, but that's the undercurrent that just didn't sit right with me. Like I like Seth Gilliam. I kind of like this character, but I'm kind of wanting him to be gone, be done.
Well, he's had a moment where he's going to change now, and I'm interested to see how he changes.
Really? Because I'm thinking like he's had several of those moments before.
Well, this is the moment. I mean, he said it out loud. Like, it's all worth it.
Okay.
He acquiesced to Michonne's demand that he kind of see them for what they've been through,
Yeah. I will say that the zombie split face was really cool. It was a very cool shot.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be more appropriate if this was a turning moment to have Father Gabriel actually kill a walker? Like he did that by his own hand?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice.
Like I said, great shot. I can't fault it, but I would feel a little bit more confident that this was a new Father Gabriel going forward. It's kind of the same thing with Andrea when she accidentally shot Daryl.
Yeah,
it's like, how far can you push the viewers before you actively start rooting for someone to be eaten? Well, judging from my email box, the Walking Dead writers have managed to pass that bar of flying colors because every third person wants to see Gabriel eaten alive.
Awesome.
Including one host, at least on the Bald Move.
Yeah, I think the zombie kill of the week goes to the church with that machete. Because it has to, right? That was the coolest death. The coolest zombie kill by far.
It's like Clue, the church and the rectory with the machete.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm struggling to think if there's a better one.
Not so much.
Not many zombies ate it. Like Sasha shot one in the face.
Yeah, there's the gut slice at the beginning.
A lot of zombies getting ran past, but not killed.
Yeah.
Michonne dispatches a lot of them, but yeah, I'll give it to...
She does, but they're pretty run-of-the-mill, machete. We've seen her cut a zombie's head off.
By the way, if you pause
times.
on that split-face walker, it's horrifying.
Oh, I bet.
Like, it's dark and all that, but it's like an MRI of that zombie's skull.
Yeah.
Seen in cross-section.
Ugh. All right, Rick and Daryl talk about whether their plan needs to change, and then Daryl says no. They make sure that the other two hostages are on board with the plan, and they still are. They, in fact, come up with some excuses. We saw the guy get eaten, and they're kind of making this up on the spot to reassure Rick that they're on board. They're on board.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing that I totally buy about Slapdown is all these people would sell each other out in a heartbeat. They will do whatever. I mean, it seems like this whole town's currency is lying and manipulation. And it's kind of an interesting inversion from all the other towns that, had a different thing. Like they had a top-down evilness, like the governor, and Gareth, or they're all in on it. But this is like they're protesting to be good, but every single one of them is a backstabbing shitweasel. Every single one of them.
Pretty much.
And I think that's super interesting. And I'd love to see, like, this hospital feels like the trajectory is it's an inevitable slide into madness and chaos. Like, maybe Dawn, like, each time you go down a step in leadership, you're going to, lose a little bit more, and they keep losing cops. I mean, how much longer can they hold on at that location?
Yeah, it seems like if Rick had taken out the two cops that he met with when they had the snipers on him, that they'd be left with like Dawn and a cop, like that's it, and a doctor. Didn't seem like many people were left.
Are you surprised that at the end of the episode, not more people came with?
Nobody went with him, right?
As far as we can tell, it seems like Noah was the final guy. He did come with him, but everybody else chose to stay.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. For sure.
I mean, do you think that's some kind of like learned helplessness that that I think Don is telling the truth that everyone comes back.
Yeah, I also think they're probably reluctant to leave the safety of that hospital.
Exactly.
Sure.
And Rick has got the ultimate freedom in the dictatorship, but it's a super dangerous place.
Yeah,
you can't get clean showers and clean clothes. I mean, say what you will about the hospital people. They're not covered in blood, shit, and grime. They probably smell okay. That, as long as you stay away from the elevator shaft of doom, it's going to be pretty sweet smelling. You can get all the guinea pig you can eat.
All the strawberries you want.
There you go.
Perfect. So Dawn tries to radio her group, but she gets nothing. Makes a exasperated cry about them never answering her. Then Beth asks about Captain Hansen, and Dawn tells her that he was a friend.
A mentor.
But the people are also going to tell her horror stories about it and try and spin things against Dawn, which to me doesn't sound like there needs to be much spin. Like, I'm getting the clear impression that Dawn did something she shouldn't have done with Hansen. Like, killed him, took him out maybe before he went completely crazy.
Really? You got that impression? Because
that's what I get, yeah.
I actually was thinking that this episode might be Dawn taking the face turn, to use a wrestling term.
But she doesn't at the end.
I know, but like even the imagery that they were using, like when she's talking to Beth, her face is like half light, half in shadow, which I'm like, oh, this is a redemption arc. Mm-hmm. and she's talking about like, you know, how hard it was for her to kill Hansen. I did not get your take at all. I actually thought she was trying to just explain how this guy lost his grip on reality, grip on his men. They lost respect for him, and she had to do something, or it was going to turn into chaos. Which is, in retrospect, pretty self-serving for her to say.
Sure, I'm just I'm wary when someone says you're gonna hear some really bad shit, but don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, why are people gonna tell me bad shit if there's nothing bad there?
But on the other hand, everyone that came forward with some bad shit accusations turned out to be even more evil than her. So that implies that she's right. But then she took a massive heel turn at the end, like
she does,
seemingly not. I won't say out of nowhere, but you know they did, and they did.
Yeah, there's something. She also says in this scene that Hansen lost his way. That's what happened,
and lost respect of his men.
Which that is not a reason to kill someone. I don't feel like. No. Okay, maybe this group turns on itself, but you can leave. You can do something else other than kill the guy and take over the group.
Well, I guess
that's kind of where I'm coming from.
What I think they said was that he stopped caring about the risks that his officers were taking going outside, and he stopped seeing them as real people. And
so by killing him, she earns their respect.
Well, that he was I think that he was kind of like a madman or reckless about it, or you know, it's like I don't know, like what kind of fucked up situation? Did you have like an Apocalypse Now, where we had this guy like living like a king, sitting on a throne of wards as they fed him grapes, and he's wearing like a you know hospital gown with like a I don't know a bedpan for a crown. I'm getting Apocalypse Now and Island of Dr. Moreau confused, which Brando performance I'm talking about. But no, I mean, I kind of felt like that was what we got. But all that I'm making up in my head. That was not on the screen, so I don't think either one of us is wrong.
Sure. The walkers are about to bust out of the church, and Michonne and Gabriel are worried about that when Abraham rolls up in the fire truck and he parks the bus right against the door, or parks the truck right against the door. Glenn tells Michonne that Eugene lied, which is nice. I'm glad to have a change of pace where characters get out of the truck and they immediately say some bad shit has happened and here's exactly what happened, instead of like some nebulous conversation that may or may not have happened off screen. And like that bullshit doesn't fly here. Glenn goes right in. And then Michonne tells Maggie that Beth is alive. So a lot of communication here, which I like to see.
Maggie's performance when finding out Beth is alive, is it terrible or the best she could do under the circumstances?
Yeah, it's just meh.
I feel like her reaction to Beth's death is definitely best she could do under circumstances. Like, I don't think you could do a better job, but there's just something off about the way she reacted and the way she reacted.
Well, it's the follow-up with Tara. Because Tara's the one who suggests they go after her, which it shouldn't have been, right? It should have been Maggie. I get that they're trying a moment of levity, like let's go get her, let's do this.
Yeah, but there's something. It was something that I felt like they could have done it a little bit better to help sell the end. Again, you're trying to pack an emotional payoff into 30 minutes that they could have used the other 7 hours of the season, but I just felt like that there was some emotional attachment left on the table here.
Yep. And also in the scene, Gabriel says that he had to know about the school and that's why he left. So good to know his exact reason there.
What do you think about someone emailed me and said, wouldn't it have been funny if like Abraham came in there without context and did that?
He did, yeah. He couldn't hear the scratching. He couldn't.
Like, what if Rick and company were trapped inside of those walkers and they were trying to get out, and Michonne and Carl trying to figure out? He just runs up and plows into the entrance. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
saving the fucking day again. Honk, honk. And he's just like,
Abraham, you asshole.
You've doomed them all to their death. And then the fire truck explodes. And
sure. Without context, Abraham. I mean, it'd be tough to see that door was infested by zombies.
Sure,
there.
when you're driving around a blind corner. Yeah.
I don't know, that's pretty funny. Anyway, Beth sees one of the cops, Donald, push down an old man, the strawberry man.
Yes.
And then she goes to the elevator to sulk, and Don follows her there, basically to justify her decisions. She's going to have a conversation here. where she tells her why she's doing what she's doing and that she had to. And then Donald overhears it, and he threatens to go tell the rest of them, and then they fight, and Beth pushes him down the elevator shaft.
So, a couple problems here.
Yeah.
First, Dawn says, I saved you, and this place saved you twice. Once from the time where Gorman ran you over in the middle of the woods and drug you off here. Shaky. Okay. But I'll grant you that. You did do a really shitty job of sewing up her forehead, and she didn't die. Second, when I covered for you because you killed Gorman and what's-his-face. And
I saw the jar.
I saw the jar. Like... I mean, I've heard the serial podcast, and I can see how flimsy evidence someone can be convicted in a court of law. But Gorman couldn't knock that jar off onto the ground in his death throes. She lifted a partial forehead print of Gorman's forehead and Beth's handprint, sent it to the non-existent crime lab, and conclusively proved that she was in the room.
Do you think there might have been, like, glass embedded in Gorman's forehead or something? Like...
but again,
maybe?
He was on the desk. Like, he could have just fallen and hit his head right on that fucking jar. I mean,
yeah, it's true.
It seems extremely, extremely circumstantial evidence is all I'm saying.
What I didn't understand is how Joan managed to get 2 people before she died.
Well, so I didn't understand.
How did that first one happen?
So someone asked us that on email, and I believe the way it happened is Gorman got hit first. Then Beth is coming out acting shady as shit, and she runs into Dawn and a tall black police officer. And Dawn stops to talk to her, and the other guy just keeps going to her office. Like, and you can see him receding in the background and taking that corner. So the implication is he comes in and gets blindsided by the Joan zombie, or maybe Gorman's now in on it too.
Yeah, both of them,
and gets gangbanged by him. So that was because I had to look it up, but that name actually tracks through. There's a Walking Dead Wikipedia article about him.
Yeah,
it's extremely short, but it's got a blurry picture of him.
Yeah,
like a Bigfoot style, because all they've got is like this background thing that they've blown up for his portfolio.
Yeah, and we're supposed to care about that when Beth kills him.
No, it's weird how they did that a couple times. They dropped people's last names of minor characters that we haven't really seen for 5 episodes and expected people to make those connections.
Yeah.
I just didn't care, so I just like, okay, whatever.
And I don't think they're necessary.
No, you don't have to enjoy the slot, but I thought it was interesting that they did that. No, I think there's one scene. Is it this scene too, where she's talking about? No, it's later on. We're talking about who got used by who. Yeah. That also I'll wait on that. What'd you think about the fight between Dawn and Officer Asshole here?
Pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I was surprisingly Bourne Identity-esque.
Yeah.
Like, it was brutal, it was vicious, it was well-shot action, believable. Like, there's a reason Dawn's still leading these assholes, right?
Yeah, she's capable.
Makes you wonder why she hasn't putting her foot down about some of this more awful stuff. All in the name of keeping this running.
For her, it's about respect, which she says over and over again. So if she doesn't have the respect of her men, she has nothing. This whole thing's going to fall apart. So maybe if she were try to enforce rules that they didn't agree with, everyone goes after her, not just Donald.
But it seems like there was as many good... I don't know. I mean, the officers that Rick caught...
Yeah.
It seemed to be implied that they're the good ones.
But how good, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're not good enough to put up a fight with all the shit going on around them in this hospital.
But they're following chain of command. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it seems like you're going to... If you're going to...
There's chain of command, and then there's right and wrong. And you have to stand up for your principles and your convictions at some point. You can't just say,
but that goes for
I
Dawn,
threw the
too.
Jews in the oven because I was commanded to. Well, fuck you.
Right, that's a war crime.
You knew better, yeah.
Swing from the gallows. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Exactly.
I just feel like that's a little bit of the problem, and that they're trying to paint this in shades of gray, and like, it's got respect to men. It's like, well, which men are you trying to get the respect for?
Yeah.
You're a female cop with other female cops and are allowing people to rape and make jokes about it, apparently, and bully old men. Yeah. And the only time you're actually going to do anything about it is when they directly threaten you. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I'm inclined to gloss over some of the pricklier details of this thing.
Yeah. What do you think about Beth? Beth, get out of the way. She interprets that as to move directly into the line of fire.
Oh my God, Beth, what are you doing?
I get it's a hallway.
Where's she really going to go?
She's probably as far out of the way when maybe this is Dawn's problem. She told her to get out of the way when she's already as out of the line of fire as she possibly can get in a narrow hallway.
That's the thing. And Beth is thinking, well, she wants me to move, but I'm already out of the way. I guess
she's
I'll.
Like, this doesn't make sense, but I'm Doodlebug. What do I know?
The other thing that really doesn't make sense in this hallway, you got a drop ceiling. Use it. Use it. Yeah. Why did they have wires running across the ceilings here?
Yeah. I think that's
it's a drop
it seems
ceiling.
Like that's Walking Dead shorthand for rigged up.
Yeah, it's Walking Dead shorthand for this is a zombie apocalypse.
Because I guarantee if the lights were on and there weren't any fucking conspicuous power lines, people would be like, how are they generating power for the whole fucking hospital?
Gotcha. So those wires tell you there's a generator somewhere that is just barely on the edge of working.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's code word for we're running this thing with car batteries and jumper cables.
Okay. Yeah, they did it in Woodbury, and I really liked it.
They did, yeah.
That worked really well. But here, I was like, drop ceiling, people.
Yeah. Well, but on the other hand, it's tacked up out of the way, and, I don't know.
It just seems like more effort
I'm not
to
a
tack it up.
I'm not a licensed post-apocalyptic electrician. So.
Neither am I. Anyway, Beth is waiting for Carol to wake up when Dawn comes in, and Beth says that Dawn was protecting herself by covering all this up, and she wanted those cops gone but didn't want to kill him. And Dawn's trying to defend herself, and Carol wakes up. Carol stirs. She doesn't really wake up in that scene.
Oh my God, zombie Carol. It's on the table.
You never know. Eugene could still be a zombie. I'm convinced that Carol's a zombie now because her legs are working fine, or she doesn't care about the pain.
Right.
So then, do you want to talk about the scene, or should we keep moving?
Not particularly.
Okay. Tyrese tells Sasha that he lied about killing Martin. I think that was his name, right? Baseball cap guy?
Yeah, trucker hat, chewing gum.
Yeah.
He says, know him and love him.
He says it's because he's still the same as he was before all this, but Sasha says that she can't be. She's still affected by Bob's death quite a bit.
Do you think that this is ever going to pay off? Like, she'll make the connection that if you weren't such a pussy, Tyrese, Bob might still be alive because, Martin...
I don't know. That's
wouldn't
a good
be
question.
able to tell them about the connection, and, they...
She doesn't seem to digest it here, certainly.
Digest on a Bob reference, Jim. That joke's in entirely poor taste.
Too soon.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like this needs to pay off more because that's the first and I thought the way Sasha kind of had that cold reaction to it, that God, she's going to give it to him. Like, maybe if you'd manned up and killed this dude, when he tried to snap a baby's neck, Bob wouldn't have gotten snatched. Mm-hmm. Or, I guess they didn't really lose anybody in the resulting attack, but imagine if somebody had died. Like, one extra guy with a gun can mean a lot in a small fight like this.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that there needs to be some more here. Tyrese needs a kick in the goddamn ass, balls, or tits, whatever it takes.
All of the above.
To get him to snap out of this thing. And Sepinwall, it's interesting because Sepinwall's been really high on this season until the last 2 episodes, and he's come down like with the wrath of God. Whereas I think you and I are more guarded. Like, season premiere was awesome, but boy, we're kind of worried about what's going to happen. And as a consequence, we're a little bit more circumspect about the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how it's a neat inversion of your expectations that Chad Coleman, this powerful, bruising, charismatic man, is playing like a borderline pacifist.
But I think they've gone too far in that direction.
16, it's like roughly, other than him losing, well, I'll say the last 8 episodes for sure. I feel like 8 episodes is enough to get that out of your system, and the visual gag of Chad Coleman, fuzzy teddy bear, should be over. I need to see, Chad Coleman, unstoppable killing machine.
Yeah, and I could buy Chad Coleman, fuzzy teddy bear, who's willing to kill when absolutely necessary. I don't buy Chad Coleman, fuzzy teddy bear, who is unwilling to kill in any circumstance.
It's almost unbelievable that he didn't just beat that guy to death in his rage.
Yeah.
Like, he kicked him out of his cabin to be ripped apart by zombies, threatening an infant that we know he cares about. Like, I genuinely was kind of shocked that it turned out that he didn't kill trucker hat.
I was too. Yeah, especially when he lied about it.
So
to everybody.
I don't. This is rapidly becoming a very annoying character trait.
Yeah, I felt like they went into the Sasha and Bob stuff a little too early. Like maybe she needed a couple more weeks. Like maybe this should have been the first glimpse we got of her trying to deal with it. Because like the episode after, I was kind of surprised to see her already talking with Tyrese about it and hugging it out. That was surprising to me.
Well, the other thing is that I keep on feeling like this is the corner we turned. He killed Martin. Well, shit, he didn't kill Martin. He's able to stick Bob in the head with a knife and do this. But now he's preaching this, hey, we've never really changed, you and me, and I'm still this gentle giant guy, and I don't like what that says for season 5.2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really getting tired of this particular Tyrese.
Maybe Carol will talk some sense into him. Look, Tyrese, you got to kill sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to kill.
Yeah. It's like maybe like when Father Gabriel looks at him and is like, look, dude, you need to start swinging a machete. That's when we'll know that plot line's jumped a shark.
Yep. All right. So the cops roll up to the lot where Rick is going to meet him. Actually, he's not there to meet them specifically. They roll up to their parking lot, and they don't know that he's going to be there. And when they see him, they get out. They point their guns.
What? Parking lot? That's That's just some parking garage, right?
Yeah,
that's attached to the hospital.
That's where all the cop cars are parked. Yeah.
Oh,
a bunch of cop cars are parked there.
Okay.
So right. I assume that because how else would he contact them and say, "Hey, we want"?
Well, he has
the radios.
He only has 3 of the officers' radios,
but he has 3 other vests, and he's not using those. So
granted.
He's apparently not using their equipment very well. So he meets them there, and he offers this exchange, which they accept reluctantly after being sniped at by invisible snipers. Then we go... Did you want to talk anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things. I really like the camera work with the pink flag, which I was wondering if, if a red flag...
Yeah, what's that all about?
So, like, a white flag is a sign of truce and parley.
Yep.
A red flag is a sign, I don't know what that's a sign of, but that's like a bloody, bloody flag, bloody shirt, whatever. It's like a bellicose symbol. Like a pink flag, is that like trying to show that Rick is trying to toe this line between what he wants to do, which is just go in, guns blaring, and get his people, versus what he thinks is the right thing to do, which is to parlay with these people and try to end this bloodlessly.
It's an interesting take. I saw it as a red flag, but now that you mention it, he is not completely in red flag mode here. He's trying to play out the scenario with Tyrese and Daryl where nobody gets hurt. So you're right. There is a mix of kind of Rick and Daryl and Tyrese in this.
I did love how lovingly Rick lays old Petunia on the ground.
Yeah. Doesn't want to scratch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there, sweetheart. It'll all be over soon. And the tactics of the scene are all wrong. Rick
totally, yeah.
Rick has complete say over the time and place of engagement. Mm-hmm. He gets his snipers set up directly behind him, so if they start returning fire, he's going to be in the line of fire. Also,
the angle at which the officers have to look at him, which they might, if the snipers weren't invisible, they would definitely see them on the top of the building.
Sure.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, like, the thing to do, and just having your snipers together... Yeah. Where they could be picked, they can be suppressed by a single person shooting at them.
Yeah. Or they can even both be seen at the same time.
Yeah, and like one shoots at you. I mean, it just seems like it's pretty obvious that Rick should be in front and and the sniper should be on the sides. So they've got them in a crossfire. Yeah. So if the snipers start shooting, the officer's reaction is going to be to be drawn to that sound, and then that spares Rick. I mean, it's just the little things where it's like, is nobody on this show thinking like, wow, they had radios, because you saw like Tyrese like radioing Rick. They could have done that a little bit better. I just feel like that, and it would have been cool. It'd have been a lot cooler, and I wouldn't be bitching about this for 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's no excuse in my mind for the invisible snipers.
Right.
that alone, when you leave out the tactics, the invisible snipers, just not having them in the shot.
Yeah, these guys from the waist up are standing at this little half wall, but then when we look at it from the officer's perspective, they're invisible.
They just don't care. They just don't care.
You're right, man. You're right.
So Beth then stuffs...
And neither do 17 million people.
I care. That's why I talk about it on a podcast. I know. Every week.
We're the 0.23, us and everybody else that would just a few tweaks. And this show would be amazing.
Yeah. No, it really would. Okay, so we go back to Beth. She's stuffing some scissors in her cast before the meetup. I will talk about this scene later. We'll talk about this scene when it plays out, when the scissors come back out.
That's very quickly.
Okay, they meet in the halls of the hospital to make the prison exchange. It goes off without a hitch until Dawn demands Noah back, and then they reluctantly Noah volunteers because he sees it's the only way to save these people.
I volunteer as tribute.
Beth tries to kill Dawn, and the group finishes the job, and then the hospital people ask Rick to stay. He says no, but you can come with us, and they say no, and everyone stays exactly where they were before.
No,
except for Beth, who was in a pool of her own blood.
I love Rick's face when she's trying to alter the deal, and he's like, "The deal is done. Yeah. You have your two people, I have my two people. Fuck you, lady."
I so wish that Noah hadn't stepped up because I want to see what comes of that.
Why did Noah step up?
Because he's trying to prevent the bloodshed. He's trying to save these people from violence.
So we're supposed to believe that her officers are just going to open fire with her in front of them. Like, it just...
Potentially. I mean, I don't know.
That's the other thing. I mean, I already talked about it linked at the instant cast, but just the fact that Rick goes into the heart of the hospital. Like, not the parking garage, not the little entry courtyard. Up in its guts. Up 6 flights of stairs, in that narrow-ass hallway, which is just a killing field.
Yeah.
Seems ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
That's okay. I have serious questions about when Beth decided to kill Dawn, why she had scissors in the first place, all of that.
We have a million great takes about that in
we do. Okay,
feedback.
I'll leave it for then. I don't have much else to talk about in this scene if that's the case.
Okay.
So should we move on?
Sure. I think we talked about Carol calming Daryl and being all that.
Well, Carol standing up is
sure. Do you think so? The one thing I want to ask you that didn't get covered in any emails is: do you think that Dawn knew the truth about Officer Bob, or obviously she didn't know, but she suspected it because when her officer said
the truth about him.
The fact that he got killed by Rick and not by Walkers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I felt like it was very skeptical how she treated the testimony from her officers and the way she said, "Oh, like that's unfortunate." And then there was a little bit about why she pulled this shit over Noah. It seemed like it was like her doing mental calculus about whether she's losing face in front of her men.
It is, yeah.
And not only that, but like the fact that if anyone can just go, then my whole system falls apart. All these wards that are here because I got this company store situation, this slavery fiefdom, whatever the hell it is, are going to walk out the door as well.
Yeah, and it's not even just that. It's also the fact that Noah left and then came back, and she's making that point. Like, it is so much worse out there that here's Noah, and he's back, and he wants back in this hospital.
Well,
she's rubbing that in.
But he wasn't, clearly.
I know, but in her twisted head, it feels like that's also the play she's making, yeah.
You think so? Because I wonder, like, if the opposite is true, that if her point is ever proven wrong, that someone did prefer living outside, as dangerous as it is, to her crazy-ass hospital, that would also crumble her. I mean, her power base is so fucking fragile. Yeah. Any little thing, you like give it a swift kick and it's going to fall down in who knows what direction. But it just feels like that her change of heart at the end, even though it was ridiculous, it was her frantically trying to do the math in her head to decide what she can do to keep this place running. Yeah. Or maybe she's just super vengeful about losing Beth. It's a
little of both. I saw it compared to Django Unchained, where
boy.
the dude at the end shoots Leonardo DiCaprio, even though like he didn't necessarily have to, and Leonardo DiCaprio just wanted him to say, "Yeah, I win and you lose," and that's kind of what it felt like here too. Like to Beth, there was this weird change.
Okay, I know what
you're
you're not
power.
talking about Django, but the German doctor.
Yeah.
All he had to do was admit that he'd won or gotten the better of him, and they could all walked out their lives.
And then if he wanted revenge, come back for it later. You know,
sure.
Where it felt like that's kind of what she was doing, the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, where I want you to get on your knees and tell me I was right and kiss my boots,
right?
Because I'm evil villain.
Yeah.
And I read this on Reddit, and it made a lot of sense. If Dawn really is a bad person, which I think there's more to the Hansen thing than we are,
and you might be right after watching this episode, sure. Then
I think that makes perfect sense. You know, she's the kind of person who doesn't just want to lead, but she wants other people to know she's the leader, and is kind of evil in that way.
It kind of puts the her shrine to the slain officers in context too. That
that's interesting.
Like she's overcompensating.
Yeah,
by talking to what a good friend. I mean, she's even got Gorman up there. I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I believe there was the picture and the one guy's badge and name tag Hansen. Now there's two more, so it's like, and those two guys didn't. Well, at least Gorman didn't belong up there at all. Didn't belong to be enshrined at all. So maybe she's lying about the whole damn shooting match.
Yeah, and it felt like that because her tone changes so rapidly at the very end with Beth. Like when Beth is giving the hug to Noah for her to say goodbye, she then rubs it in and says they always come back.
And I guess
that to me is something that an evil, vindictive person does, not someone who's barely holding on to the authority that she has.
How perceptive do you think Beth is at the end? I mean, she started as an extremely naive character, but I feel like she's fairly perceptive.
Yeah, she's grown a lot.
Whatever Dawn said moved her to try to lash out at her in an almost uncontrollable way. So to the extent that I trust Beth's instincts, Jesus, I can't believe I'm saying that. I think that's telling too. That was her reaction.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on. We'll talk about this more in the feedback section. So Abraham's group goes to the hospital to find Beth, but Maggie's bummed because she's dead. Daryl comes walking out with her.
She's bummed.
Yeah, she's bummed. You know, as bummed as she was when she found out that her sister is gone. Maybe a little more bummed. Anyway, the Walking Dead.
I mean, and again, this makes me a bad person, I know. But when I saw how hopeful Maggie was as everybody's coming out the hospital.
You're laughing.
I was literally like, oh, suffer. I want you to suffer, Maggie Green.
Yep.
I don't know. That was the reaction I had. It was both me really wanting like I was sipping a shot glass of angel tears.
Yeah, you're Cartman telling the
so
Scott,
salty, so
Scott
sweet.
Whatever that is eating his parents, like that kind of shit.
And it was a combination like just finding the situation hilarious that this, you know, woman who has not so much as inquired after her sister for 8 episodes is now losing her shit about it when it's too late. Mm-hmm. With just the hopelessness that Lauren Cohen was thrown into that with. Yeah,
it's also meta.
Yeah.
There's 2 layers there.
Yeah, and the Kirkman saying, well, this is all going to pay off and be worth it and all that.
Come on.
Yeah.
Didn't work
for me.
The thing that struck me at the end of this episode, when I started thinking about it, is how much more bleak The Walking Dead just got. Like, think about what happened in this season. So you've got Eugene, who had this mission to Washington, D.C., which was kind of the driving force for everyone thinking things might get better.
You had some hope.
You had the optimists, Bob and Beth, are both fucking dead at the end of this. There's nobody saying it'll get better anymore. Tyrese has kind of become that, but in this weird way that nobody gets.
And nobody likes.
Sasha's devastated. Maggie's devastated. Rick's a cold-blooded killer. Like
Daryl was jumping on the pacifist train, and I don't think he's there anymore.
No, I don't think so. So, I mean, shit just went bad this season. I mean, Bob dying alone, he was the glimmer of hope in this group, and now he's gone.
There's a certain amount of dramatic storytelling possibilities that this brings. Rick's group being at the end of their rope as far as patience for dealing with anybody's shit.
Yeah.
They can't go into because I know where the comics end up going, and I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but like I just can't make observations without that possible. What do you think? Yeah, you haven't read, like we're way past, like you never made it through the prison issue, so you're virginal.
But I'm not, because I've been in part of all these spoiler sections.
Oh, well, okay.
So I don't want to talk too much about it either.
All right. We'll have a rollicking discussion in the spoiler, and I'm sure next week, too.
I definitely am curious what it's going to do to Tyrese and Daryl, because their plan was that nobody gets hurt, and that didn't turn out like that.
Sure.
And Rick's plan might have gone off without a hitch. We don't know.
Right.
But I'm sure he could say, look, this was your fault, guys.
Yeah.
I wanted to do things.
This is not on me.
Yeah.
This is on you.
So how is that going to affect them? And I'm interested to see how all these characters are affected now. A lot of consequences going into the second half of this season.
Yeah. Rick should have promised strawberries. He would have gotten a lot more recruits at the end.
For sure, yeah.
If he offered black market strawberries.
Yep. And then after the credits, we find Morgan again. He's following symbols. He finds the church, and he finds the map that points him toward Washington, D.C. And he specifically knows this is Rick Grimes. I'm on the trail of Rick.
And he didn't before. He didn't. Is the sense that I got that he was genuinely shocked / delighted / this is answer to my prayers. And Morgan's an interesting wild card because I have no idea what kind of character he is. I know that again, love Lenny James, and he can really bring the intensity. And we know kind of how unhinged he was the last time, and has his psychological well-being improved?
Very good question.
It's like, are we going to get, or are we going to get a truly, truly insane Morgan when he comes back?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like it. I mean, he's still holding on to Judeo-Christian trappings.
He didn't say clear once.
I was kind of expecting him to when he got to the one walker that he kind of looked away and said a few words. I thought he's going to be like cleared, or like have him running through like Michonne style, cleared. I wonder if he's given that up.
Yeah, he's become this OCD clearer who goes and stabs zombies 5 times.
OT3 clear. Where did Scientology come into this whole discussion, Jim?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. His thetans are very high, though. You can tell just by looking at him.
His body thetans are off the fucking charts. He needs an e-meter and an auditing stat.
For sure. All right, that's the end of the episode. What do we have for Pimpin'?
So we had a bombshell dropped on us last week, Jim.
We did.
The Empire struck back. Bezos, with his empire beyond the Midwest coast, unilaterally chopped the legs off my book sales.
Yeah, it cut it down from $3 to $1. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean that took it right in the commission. But you know what? I'm like, hey, it's fan friendly. Don't give a fuck. You know what's surprising? We got a lot of outpouring of support. People buying my book, people giving me positive reviews, people saying that they're stealing as much copper as they can this Christmas shopping season. Most surprising, Audible, the books on tape people, the digital, the spoken word people.
On tape? Is this 1987?
It's not tape. It's not on CD. It's digital. Okay. It's digital. It's spoken word. They read books to you. Even though they're an Amazon company, horrified to hear how just copper mad Bezos is gone.
Yeah.
They reached out and said, what can we do to support you guys? I'm like, ad campaign.
Yeah.
Offset the copper loss.
Pennies that Bezos doesn't get his hands on at all.
Yeah, just bypasses them way upstream. So the interesting thing is I love Audible, and I'm a customer.
Yep.
I just recently got done reading Slaughterhouse-5, and if you've never read the book before, I really like to encourage you because it's awesome. It's one of the first books that blew my mind on like a 1984 level.
Yeah.
I just loved it, and it's like a book that's set as a tale of a survivor from the bombing of Dresden in World War II, but also has this interesting science fiction plot angle, and it's told completely like Memento style, where you flash forward and back, and you go like this. You live this guy's life from the time he's a baby to the time he's an old man. and it's fascinating. It's written by Kurt Vonnegut. The audiobook's read by Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
The famous actor.
Gattaca.
Wasn't he in Dead Poet Society too?
Probably.
Snow falling on cedars. Does an excellent job. And if you've read the book, the great thing about Audible, a lot of people don't know, is it's not just books on there. There's got tons of spoken word format stuff. For example, I found a 30-minute interview with Kurt Vonnegut before he died about Slaughterhouse-5. So even if you read the book, you can get him that way. Jim, how can they get a free trial of Audible?
All you have to do is go to audiblepodcast.com/baldmove. You can go there, sign up, you get a free trial book.
That's a free